Alright, so welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the Super Blazeman channel again. Hopefully 2 videos in 2 days, depending on how quickly I edit these. But today we're talking about the possible incomings for the remaining of the transfer window. Now, I've already signed 6 or 7 players. I should have made a video yesterday. It should be on the channel already, so go and check that out if you've not seen it already. But today we're going to be starting with the possibility of an incoming in the shape of Oli Mcburnie. Now, I remember watching Mcburnie for playing for Barnsley, and I think he scored against us. I think that was his first season back in the Championship. We were pushing for the playoffs at the time. I think we went 2-1 up after being 1-0 down, and then we just collapsed. We seemed to down tools a little bit, which is not something you can say very often of a Wilder side, but it wasn't a great day. I think Mcburnie scored at least once, or maybe even twice then. And to be fair, I've always been impressed with him. I think he's also scored when we played Swansea away last season, which went on that really good run, and then I think he sort of ended it, which wasn't ideal. But either way, it looks like we're signing him, or maybe signing him for around £18–20 million, which is a hell of a lot of money. It is, for a player that's never played in the Premier League, which I've mentioned quite a bit in the last video, well, yesterday. It is a lot of money. He's got a very good record. It's not like we're talking about Oli Mcburnie scoring record, because he's done it. He's been there and done it in the Championship for many a year. He's proven in the Championship. 20 million, I guess it's worth a gamble. I mean, if we talk about the strikers we've currently got, we've got Sharp, obviously. I'm not sure how much Billy's going to play this year. Pace is quite important in the Premier League, but does he need pace? He doesn't. He's a bit of a box player, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. Mcburnie looks like he's probably going to start the season. Robinson, if he plays him as a striker, looks like he's also going to start. And then we've got Oli Mcburnie, who's like miles behind in terms of pre-season. And then obviously we've got Ched Evans and Leon Clark, but they're probably not going to play a part. So in my opinion, we do need an extra striker. Whether that was initially going to be in the form of Neil Maupay, it looks like he's either going to remain at Brentford and be a very unhappy Brentford player, or he's going to end up at some Premier League club that's going to pay him more than we can pay him. Looks like he's holding out for a deal. There's a guy who's on the S2 Forest U forum called Richard Cadet. Don't know if that's his real name or he's going under a pseudonym, if that's the correct word. Either way, he seems to get every single one spot on. You're never going to be 100% on in the know on ITK information, because things can change in football. Things change very quickly, and agents have says in deals. He said it was going to be done pretty quickly, the Maupay deal. It unfortunately fell through, but he seems to be confident about this Mcburnie one, and I'm fully behind that. If Mcburnie does come in, then, I mean, we're not going to pay 20 million for a striker and he's not going to play, so I would imagine it will probably be Mcburnie and Robinson without they've started, although Mcburnie and Robinson seem to have a bit of a good relationship going on. It's not Love Island, but a good relationship in terms of football. So should Mcburnie come in, we'll have to wait and see if Wilder will mix that up, or I think, to be fair, even if Mcburnie does come in, he'll probably start on the bench for the first few games. Robinson and Mcburnie have started the majority of games in pre-season. We'll have to wait and see what happens when we go to France. But, yeah, good signing in my book. For 20 million, I don't know who else you're going to buy. I know people are saying, oh, we've not got any Premier League experience, he's never played in the Premier League. We've been through this. We can't afford it. Even if someone like Callum Wilson or Josh King will play for Bournemouth, who obviously play on the opening day, I'd imagine they're £40–50 million worth of player. And we might have spent a bit this transfer window. We ain't spending that on one player. So realistically, although he's from Leeds, Mcburnie, he's the best we're going to get. It gives us some height, it gives us a ginger beard, which we've not seen since John Brayford, although he now looks slightly homeless. But moving on to Oli Mcburnie. I hope I've got that one right. It appears we're after another goalkeeper, which I do feel sorry for Simon Moore. Against Barnsley on Saturday. Was it Saturday? It was Saturday. Saturday midday, and it absolutely lashed it down. Either way, at various intervals during the game, players would make their way down the tunnel and get a round of applause from the crowd. And when Moore was going towards the tunnel, everyone gave him a round of applause, and he looked back because he thought it wasn't for him. It was upsetting, it was. I mean, he did so well in that first League One campaign, but he didn't really get a look at it. In the first season of the Championship, we obviously had Jamal Blackman, and then last season he didn't play either. And if this Oli Mcburnie comes in, I don't know much about him. From what I've seen, he's 22 years old and involved in a legal battle. He thinks he's a free agent according to Belgian law, and apparently they think he's not a free agent, his previous club. So we'll have to wait and see if you have to pay a fee for him or whether he is free. Apart from that, I have no idea. It looks like he's going to be coming in. He was pictured apparently on the pitch, if this is him. No idea. It does look similar from what I've seen on Wikipedia. And he was apparently in the crowd at Oakwell on Saturday. That's just paper talk. Well, from what's been said, it looks like he is probably going to become a Blade very, very soon. Where that leaves Simon Moore, he's probably going to be off, unfortunately. Now, I think he signed a contract either the last year or the year before, and I think West Brom were interested. At the time, I was a bit confused, considering we had Blackman, but I thought, well, it's a good backup. You want to keep your goalkeeping squad together. But now, he's just not played since. he's not going to get a look in now, definitely not. We've got Dean Henderson back, so I think it's going to be bye-bye Moore, unfortunately. Now, I've also got Maupay written down here, but I think we've basically touched on him. So we'll move on to Harry Arter. So last season, I think he played for Cardiff. I'm pretty sure he did. He was on loan from Bournemouth. Cardiff went down, so let's hope if we do sign him, that's not a repeat of itself. But he's a very good player. He's a neat and tidy player. He's not somebody I would particularly be looking at, but he's got Premier League experience, as we've keep banging on about. So it is probably a decent signing. Personally, I would have loved us to go for Leroy Fer. I know he's got basically every team relegated he's ever played for, but he's such a good player. Last season when we played against Swansea, he's just a powerhouse. It's something we've not got. His height and strength and power in that midfield, which we've not. We've got small, delicate players, really technical players, and I think we could really do with someone like Fer. But it looks like, well, I think doesn't look like he has. He's gone back to Feyenoord, so that ship has sailed. Now, where would Arter play? I'm guessing he wouldn't really replace Fleck or Norwood unless they don't have a very good start to the season. He's probably going to be in place of Lundstrom if he indeed does start the season. But we'll have to wait and see. Arter is one that he wouldn't inspire me, but it'd just be one of those solid Premier League signings, Premier League experience, as we've said, to go along with Jagielka. It'd be alright. But we'll end this video with the wildest transfer rumour, possibly all season, for any club ever. Apart from that time that some random German newspaper linked us with Frank Ribéry. Might have been French. Either way, absolutely bonkers. But this one is arguably even worse. Emmanuel Adebayor, yes, yeah. 34, 35-year-old, apparently we're linked with him and West Ham. Why he'd come to us instead of West Ham when they could probably pay him like quadruple the wages? I'm not sure. There's not really much to be said about this one apart from it's not happening. He's the least Wilder player I've ever seen. Now, Wilder likes to get the best out of people, such as Leon Clark and Ravel Morrison, as we've already mentioned. Well, we mentioned yesterday. So, yes, I can see that, but it's just not going to happen. We can't afford him, and if we're going to get McBurnie, which it looks like we might be, I don't think Wilder would touch Adebayor with a barge pole. He is the definition of a loose cannon, even more so than Ravel Morrison, although he is worth signing just for that celebration he did when he signed for Man City and he went and the entire length of the pitch and knee slid in front of the Arsenal fans. That was that was like peak Premier League years. But either way, I hope we do get McBurnie. That would be a fantastic signing, and anyone that comes in after that is a bit of a bonus. If we get McBurnie, then I'm pretty happy with how we are. Obviously, you'd like little different positions. I've heard people say we want cover for left wing back, which I hope we've got in the form of Osborne, and right wing back, which Freeman looks very, very fit in that way. But he does look fit, he looks trim, he looks like he's lost about a stone. And Baldock, I mean, if we could morph those two players and we could have Freeman's attacking prowess and Baldock's defensive prowess and just morph them, we'd be all well and good. We'd have an absolute world beater on his hands. We'd have the second coming of Kyle Walker, but unfortunately, we can't do that. I've got questions over Basham in the Premier League, but I've had questions over him in the Championship, and he proved us all wrong when he started arriving at Leeds. I mean, we had to slip that in somewhere. How Norwood's going to do, how Fleck's going to do, I mean, it's just a bit of a wild card for everybody, really. Will they make the step up? Who knows? There's none of his team, apart from Jagielka, who didn't even play last season, basically, in the Premier League, have never played in the Premier League. So here's a clean slate for everybody. We'll have to wait and see. It could go either way. They could make the step up seamlessly and we could only lose like 2 or 3 from the Championship who don't make the step up. Or alternatively, we could be in December and January thinking we need to spend some money, otherwise we'll be going to Luton next year. But either way, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to check out Super Bladesmen, please do. Coasters, t-shirts, towels, everything you need. And it's better than the club shop. If they're watching, please don't sue me. I said this yesterday. But either way, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you next time.